Imagine looking up at your local airspace 3 months from now. In exactly 90 days, electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, or eVTOLs, will start carrying commercial cargo and testing passenger flights over major U.S. cities. This incredibly tight timeline comes directly from the Federal Aviation Administration and the Department of Transportation's brand new eVTOL Integration Pilot Program, or EIPP. The agencies are launching 8 massive test projects spreading across 26 different states. The push for this aggressive rollout started at the top. It stems from a June 2025 presidential executive order aimed at accelerating American production and dominance in the advanced air mobility market. Commercial air taxis and heavy-lift cargo drones have officially moved past the 3D rendering phase. They are an imminent operational reality, and commercial drone pilots will be sharing the skies with them by this summer. Getting a completely new type of aircraft approved normally takes a decade. Aerospace startups have burned through billions of dollars in venture capital, waiting in the FAA's historically slow certification pipeline. The EIPP bypasses that bottleneck entirely. Instead of forcing companies to wait for final vehicle certification, the FAA allows these pre-certified aircraft to launch now and interact directly with actual air traffic controllers in real-world environments. The FAA is pulling from a proven playbook. They used this exact same structure for the original Drone Integration Pilot Program several years ago, which successfully generated the foundational rules governing commercial drone flights today. The agency maintains its safety requirements while relocating the tests out of isolated deserts and into existing regional airports. This strategy generates actual operational data and immediate revenue instead of theoretical models. This map shows the massive geographic footprint of the 8 selected pilot projects spreading across the country. Cargo and medical logistics lead the charge in rural Utah and North Carolina. Moving organs faces significantly fewer regulatory hurdles than carrying passengers. Because of this logistics focus, Vermont-based Beta Technologies secured spots in 7 of the 8 programs. Their aircraft are designed specifically for heavy cargo and medical transport, giving them a clear advantage over passenger-focused competitors. Passenger flights remain a highly visible part of the testing. The Port Authority of New York and New Jersey secured a high-profile project aiming to fly passengers directly from Manhattan heliports to surrounding regional airports. The most technically advanced testing is happening in the Southwest. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, a company called Reliable Robotics will run fully autonomous, uncrewed cargo flights in controlled airspace. The initial wave of eVTOL integration serves as a rigorous, large-scale stress test. Operators must prove that heavy logistics and autonomous transports can safely navigate complex shared airspace before urban commuting begins. The aircraft represent only half the equation. The biggest physical hurdle for these programs is the massive infrastructure required on the ground. This compares a city block's energy draw against a single vertiport pad, which requires a staggering 2 megawatts. Achieving the 15-minute ultra-fast charge cycles required for financial viability hits the local grid as a massive concentrated power spike. Financial markets immediately recognize the value of this setup. Following the announcement, aerospace stocks jumped because these pilot programs provide the first concrete pathway for startups to generate actual operational revenue. The ultimate success of commercial air taxis depends heavily on whether localized urban power grids can actually survive these extreme energy demands. If you hold a Part 107 certificate, the FAA license required to fly commercial drones in the U.S., this program introduces massive new complexities to your daily operations. Within the next 90 days, operators living in the 26 participating states will experience a sharp, noticeable increase in low-altitude eVTOL traffic. Warning tone. Prepare for a surge in new localized NOTAMs, notices to air missions, which alert pilots to potential hazards, and be ready for far stricter coordination requirements with local air traffic control. The days of uncontested, isolated low-altitude airspace for small drones are over. Adapting to a high-density, mixed-traffic environment is now a mandatory part of the job. The companies participating in the EEPP have to fund their own temporary infrastructure for these tests. In exchange, they are actively establishing the operational precedents that will govern the entire industry. The data harvested from these flights will directly write the impending rules for Part 108, the regulation governing complex beyond visual line of sight operations. By moving these aircraft out of the lab and into live airspace, the FAA is engineering the most rapid, large-scale aviation integration since the commercial drone industry began. The EIPP serves as the active construction of a new infrastructure layer. These localized test flights will permanently dictate how automated and crewed aircraft navigate the 21st century skyway.